Welcome to Lead with Clarity. This is a space for leaders who want to grow without losing themselves in the process. Each episode is a short reflection on leadership, influence, and the inner work that shapes how we show up for others. It's not hype, not noise, just clear thinking for the journey of leading well. Today's episode is entitled 2 Ears, 1 Mouth, The Discipline of Listening. Here we go. There's a moment almost every leader has lived through. You walk into a meeting already knowing what you think, and you spend most of it waiting for your turn to say it. Someone else is talking, but you're not really listening. You're rehearsing. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus had a line about this that has stayed useful for almost 2,000 years. He said, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." It sounds almost too simple to matter, but it's really a description of proportion, of how a life and a leadership style ought to be built. Not an even split, a deliberate imbalance, weighted toward listening. Here's the leadership moment worth sitting with. Think about the best boss you ever had, the one people still bring up years later. Chances are they were not the loudest person in the room. They were the one who let a pause sit a little longer than felt comfortable. The person who asked a second question instead of jumping straight to an answer. The person who made you feel, in the middle of a hard conversation, that they were genuinely trying to understand you, not just waiting for you to stop talking so they could respond. That kind of presence is not a personality trait some people are born with and others are not. It's a practice. And it runs against almost everything that pressure does to us in the moment. Now think about the leadership style most of us default to under pressure. We talk more when we're anxious. We feel silence because silence feels like a gap we're supposed to close, like dead air on a call that someone needs to fix. And the higher you rise in an organization, the more people expect your voice first. Rooms get quieter when you walk in. People wait to hear what you think before they'll say what they think. That's the common misread. We treat talking as the visible work of leadership and listening as the invisible absence of it, as though nothing is happening while we're quiet. Here's a reframe. Listening is not passive. It's one of the most active things a leader does. It takes real discipline to hold a question open instead of rushing to close it. It takes discipline to let someone finish a thought that's clearly going somewhere you don't think you need, because the going somewhere is often exactly the point, and cutting it short costs you the one detail that would have changed your read on the situation. Epictetus wasn't describing manners. He was describing restraint as a form of respect, and respect as a form of leadership. This has always been true, long before anyone had a tool that could summarize a meeting or draft a reply in seconds. But it's worth naming plainly, given where things are headed. Those tools can process what was said. They can produce a clean summary, a fast answer, a polished response. What they cannot do is sit across from someone and notice what they meant but didn't quite say, or the hesitation before an answer, or the question underneath the question. That's still and will remain something only a person paying real attention can do. If anything, the leaders who protect that kind of listening will stand out more, not less, as everything around them gets faster and more automated. Here's something to carry forward. In your next conversation that actually matters, notice your own ratio. Are you listening twice as much as you're speaking, or is it closer to the reverse? You don't have to fix it in one conversation, and you probably can't. You just have to notice it, because noticing is where the discipline starts. Awareness is the whole first step. Leadership isn't proven by how much you say in a room. It's proven by how much you actually hear and by what people feel safe enough to tell you because of it. 2 ears, 1 mouth was never really about anatomy. It was a reminder about proportion, about what real attention costs, and about what it's worth.